What's up, everybody? It's your boy AB from AB_XY, and welcome to the channel, guys, and welcome to today's Battlefield Mobile video. It's been a long time since we've talked about Battlefield Mobile, and we just got a brand new beta to test out, so that means we have a lot to talk about, so let's get started. The last time we got to play Battlefield Mobile was about 4 months ago, and when I reviewed it back then, I had my fair share of criticisms. They ranged from the loud audio to the clunky gameplay, all the way to the game just not feeling like it held up to the Battlefield mantra of only in Battlefield. Previous Battlefield titles have always been top-tier first-person shooters with an insane amount of tools and vehicles at your disposal. They've also always pushed console and PC limitations by adding huge player counts and an unbelievable amount of environmental destruction. EA and Industrial Toys have stated before that this mobile iteration will be a standalone version built from the ground up with the aim of capitalizing on the Battlefield formula. So my hopes were high, but after playing 2 alphas, my hopes were turning more into worries. The last alpha was okay, I'd say a 5 out of 10, but fast forward 4 months later, and here we are at the much anticipated Battlefield beta. And I gotta say, those 4 months of development made all the difference. Mwah! I mean, look at it. It's amazing. Okay, to be fair, this version of the game has made some significant improvements. The overall audio mix does sound a lot better. The audio didn't clash, and sounds were actually separated, and you can tell a difference between direction and distance. Not bad. The actual sound effects were a little weak in my opinion, but not bad. And possibly the game's biggest improvement is arguably in the visuals and graphics department. Everything looks a bit more refined, and the lighting seems to have gotten an overhaul. It looks more in line with Battlefield 4 than Call of Duty Mobile, for example. I also noticed a lot more than can be interacted with. More boxes, more debris, and even a tree that fell down that looked pretty good. The visuals, at least in the Grand Bazaar, look pretty good. A little hard to see at times considering how dark and gritty the lighting is, but I'm not mad. And now I want to talk about the actual gameplay. Did 4 months of development make the game less clunky? Well, yes and no. Yes, it feels a bit smoother considering the frame rate is more stable and you're not rubber banding across the map, but the overall movement and shooting are still pretty slow and stiff. It's not as smooth as Call of Duty Mobile and Apex, and Battlefield has always had its own flavor of gunplay, but this just feels way too bland. You can sprint, crouch, prone, and shoot. No sliding, no diving, no mounting, barely any surfaces to climb, and not much you can do on foot. There's tanks and ATVs, but they're also pretty clunky, but at least the tanks are actually fun to use. So, to sum up the gameplay, it's better, but still needs a lot of work, especially in creating a fun and creative environment. There's also been a bunch of stuff added to the menus like player progression tiers, loadout customization, seasonal events, and even an in-game shop. Players can spend seasonal currency and real money to buy cosmetics like soldier skins, guns, backpacks, and gloves. Gloves is an interesting addition. And lastly, I want to talk about the game's new tutorial/campaign, which automatically starts up when you boot up the game. The mission is brief and it's clearly meant to hook you into the Battlefield experience, but it's pretty lackluster and comes across just a tiny bit cringy. There's even an unnecessary F-bomb, which is kind of jarring considering that nowhere at any point in time did this game give the inclination that we were gonna go on this hardcore Michael Bay war epic.
Drop to 75 and you are clear to fire. Clear to fire. Copy that. Private, you handle those troopers. Group coming out of the west building. Over. They saw it. These guys look private. You see insignias? Group of, I think, 3 on the catwalk. I don't see nothing. No AA, no armor. This is amateur hour. Get off angle.
Fucking tank. Where'd that come from?
Evasive.
Rocket!
We're going down. Brace.
I mean, I'm all for mature action, but I mean, those rocket explosions were kinda wimpy. Hopefully they can really flesh this out and maybe even create an actual single player campaign. Like, I want to see them keep this kind of energy in the 4-hour campaign where we ride vehicles and blow stuff up with full cinematics and voice acting. I think that would be a really nice change of pace. And so there you have it, guys. That's my first impression of this new beta. There's a lot to unlock and it's going to take some real gamer hours to see it all. If you'd like to try the game out for yourself, then make sure to check the description where I'll leave links to the Play Store and TapTap. And just a heads up, I actually recommend using TapTap as it works just fine without having to use a VPN. And sorry my iOS broskies, but no beta for you yet. It's kind of the course with new apps since Apple is picky with what they put in the store. And on that note, we're going to wrap up today's video. If you enjoyed it, then please leave a like and consider subscribing for more Battlefield mobile content. Thanks so much for watching and have a blessed day. Stay safe, stay strong, and stay healthy. Peace!
Welcome back. Take the LSAT.
What is that? Is that a... Stop it! It's fucking fast!
You're not getting away on me.
Are you serious?
Damn.
That's thermal smoke. We're blind.
Grab on. Ascending.
Right there. I got it.
I see it. You got this, Private. Shot.
Holy shit. Look out! That was intense.
Red Tail Squadron, flight of 1. Reporting site secure. Get Kazovac off your mic and set new orders. Repeat, we are ready for new orders.